Zerg friends, this is Fenna from Frenetic Array, and I thought I would show you guys this build that I've been loving lately. So recently I felt a bit casty, so when I was streaming I decided to cast this series between Tefel and Hero Marine from Casper Spy Arena. So Tefel been smashing up that tournament and a bunch of replays there from him, and I casted this series and he went for this really strange build that I didn't expect to work, and he made it work 3 games in a row. So it's like 3 games in a row. And it's like, this build, I didn't expect it to work, and it absolutely crushed in the games. Like, he went through so many bunkers, so many tanks, that this timing is extremely strong. So it's basically an all-in. It's a Roach Hydra play, so obviously, yeah, it's a bit all-in. But the strength of this build is absolutely insane. I've been using it lately to a lot of success. The one thing you got to do with it is hit the timing so crisp. Like, you can't mess around chasing drops or things like that. You just got to hit, like, the timing hits basically at 13 minutes with Roach Hydra. And you've got this max Roach Hydra army, and you can just crush through so much army, and you basically got to win the game. I think if you snipe the 3rd command center, you'll probably be in a good position as well, but winning the game is pretty much what you want to go for. But this build is so strong, and well, I'll show you the build, guys. Let's get into it. Actually, before we do that, this is a slightly modified version, because I thought Tefel's version was slightly too greedy. He did go up against CC first, whereas there's a lot of Reaper openings everywhere else, so I think he knew Hero Marine style. He played a bit greedy because of that, but my version, it barely delays the economy. In fact, it's pretty much the same, but it's much safer. So this is my version of the Tefel's 3-base Roach Hydra 2-2 push at 13 minutes. Check it out, guys. Alright, so first off, guys, you want to send your first Overlord straight to the natural expansion. You want to find out exactly what they're doing. You want to see either 1-Rax expand, CC first, or Reaper expand. So you're basically looking for an expansion build from the Terran player, and then you know this build is good to go. After that, at 9 supply, you want to go ahead and get another Overlord. I like to send it this way, and then up behind the base, so we can do a little bit of sacking later on in it. Also, around this time would be a good time to send out a drone scout to make sure you're not getting proxied. I like to send out the 13th drone to go around and look for proxies. Some people like to send out the 10th drone straight to their base to see exactly what they're doing. Also, this is the main variation from the build that Tefel did. I like to go hatch first. Tefel went for the pool first. I've tried them both, and I found that they're both pretty much the same. I'm going to be a bit late here, actually, but 15 supply, the hatch goes down. Then after that, we're going to go ahead and get a pool on 16 supply. Then at 17 supply, we want to go ahead and get another Overlord. I like to put him here so I can see where the Reaper is jumping in, and just basically have full vision on that so he doesn't catch me off guard. Then once the pool finishes, we want to go ahead and get a Queen from both of the hatcheries and rally everything down to natural as well, so you don't go oversaturation. Also 1 pair of Lings so you can get a bit of vision on the map, deny any scouting as well. If it's a Reaper opener, you probably want 4 to 6 Lings around this point. Then 25 supply, we're going to go ahead and get another Overlord. At this point, I just like to rally all the Overlords. Actually, no. This Overlord is going to go to the 3rd base, then after that, everything is going to be rallied into the main base so that you don't lose them all to a Viking or something like that. Then as we get to 28 supply, we want to go ahead and start 2 more Queens, 1 from each hatchery, and we'll go ahead and inject with these and send them down, and 2 more drones as well, and then you'll find out that you're at 44 supply. And you want to send these 2 Queens to the front at 34 supply. You want to go ahead and get 2 more Overlords. Make sure they're rallied into the main base. And then we go ahead and drone all the way up to 47 supply, making sure to poop the creep with these Queens. So once we get to 47 supply, we're going to pick up 3 gas and also bring 4 of these drones back to the main base, as that'll work out for your saturation perfectly there. Then go ahead and get a Roach Warren and send a drone down to the 3rd base to get that hatchery. At this point, you might need to look at this 3rd base, send some Queens down if he's open Reaper so that you can take it. But a lot of the time, they do pull the Reaper back anyway. But a really good player will be harassing that. You might need to send the Queens down. Make sure you put the drones on that gas, and make sure to keep injecting. And then we're going to go ahead and drone up to 52 supply, and we're going to get 2 Overlords at this point as well, also making sure to keep spreading that creep. After the 2 Overlords, we're going to go ahead and get double Evo chamber at the front here. Now this is where it gets a bit more variation. At this point you can build 3 roaches, once the overlords finish, or you can get the upgrades first. You can wait for the upgrades. If it's CC first, you can probably wait for the upgrades. It depends how much pressure they're doing, but 3 roaches for me gets the job done. Yeah, so 3 roaches doesn't affect your economy much, and this is my variation from the Tefel build. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get the upgrades right now as soon as that finishes, and we'll go ahead and start building drones for the 3rd base as well. These 3 roaches will keep everything safe for you guys. Drones will be nice. You can use these queens as well to block off the natural if needed, but any Reaper Hellion pressure right now is going to get pushed back by these roaches. So this is basically becomes a standard ZvT right now. You're basically looking what he's doing. Also get a queen from the 3rd base as soon as that's finished, and double gas as soon as your drones get there as well. 1 more overlord at this point should allow you to drone up this to full saturation. Probably could have sacked. Sacking an overlord around 6 minutes would have been good as well, so we know exactly what they're doing. I didn't do it here because I'm against an AI, so it doesn't really matter too much what he's doing, but getting that layer with the 100 gas after the first 2 upgrades and the 3 roaches as well, and then pick up this gas here, and we should be droned up. Make sure you hit max saturation on here. Couple more drones, then we go ahead and get a bunch more overlords. I like to rally everything into the mineral lines at this point. It allows me to deal with drops a lot easier if I've got everything going into the mineral lines. So once your lair finishes, you want to go ahead and get a Hydra Den, and you want to get the Roach speed upgrade as well. I'm not doing it this game too well, but you want to be spreading creep as much as you can with these 2 queens. And a couple more overlords as well won't hurt, so you're freeing up the supply. So at this point, you're looking to get the next 2 upgrades as fast as possible so that you can go ahead and hit this timing as hard as you can. So as soon as these 1-1 upgrades finish in about 10 seconds, we're going to go ahead and start those upgrades. And that will allow us to hit a really strong 2-2 Hydra timing. So finishing up 3 minutes until these finish. That's exactly the timing that we need. Pick up the Hydra range. We're only going to get the range. Keep building overlords. You don't need too many Hydras. Just build as many as your gas allows at this point. So 1 more, and I should be good for that. And then you just want to go ahead and build Mass Roach. Deal with any pressure that comes nice and easily. It's really easy to deal with pressure with this build because you've got so many roaches and hydras, and they're so good in the mid game. But basically at this point, all you do is sit here for 3 minutes building Roach Hydra, and you're waiting to hit that timing. Alright, so 2:15, I hit max supply, and then I want to start looking at moving across the map because these upgrades are going to be finishing around 13 minutes. It's about, how long is that? I can't do math. So you want to move out with your Roach Hydra about 30 seconds before the upgrades are ready. That's 160 on the timer. And then as soon as the 2-2 hits, don't mess around with drops around your base. If there's a drop, just leave a couple of the roaches back. And then as soon as the upgrades hit, we want to be in the battle. So there's the upgrades, and now we want to be fighting his 3rd base at this point. So that's it, guys, and then basically you just keep rallying roaches, and it's pretty much an all-in. You just need to make sure you hit it hard, and they'll have a very hard time dealing with it. So I hope you enjoyed this build, guys. It's something I've been enjoying a lot recently. It's very simple to pull off as well. You've just got to make sure your macro is good so you do reach that max before your 2-2 kicks in, and if you do, they're going to struggle very, very hard to hold this off. Okay, now Betrayer's coming into this base as well, trying to protect himself on that bunker. Poor GG, but here come the Banes. Oh, nearly took out all his mules. Betrayer's might have to run away. Banes moving forward, he can't take that. Oh, Burrow Banes! Burrow Banes! Oh, that was huge! That was a massive